Brings back lots of memories, doesn't it?
It looked like a fun maths class, that though, baking cakes and weighing out things. I don't remember maths being like that.
No. But did you like maths?
I've got to be honest, I've got to the stage now, my daughter, I won't embarrass myself by telling you how old she is, but she's got to the stage where I'm not really that much help with her maths homework, which is pretty pathetic, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry.
Now, you watch tonight then, yes, you watch tonight, because it is on tonight. It's called The Trouble with Numbers at 7:30 here on ITV.
Very hard homework, I have to say, just to reiterate. Let's get some sport now, and Stoke City's run in the Capital One Cup is over after they were dumped out by Southampton last night. Stoke were down, 2 down after half an hour, but hauled themselves back into the game with goals from Stephen Nzonzi and Mame Biram Diouf. But with 2 minutes to go, Peter Crouch was sent off for a second bookable offence. Southampton scored from the resulting free kick to book their place in the quarter-finals.
And in those quarter-finals, the draw of the round sees Derby County entertain Jose Mourinho's Chelsea. The game, which is being televised live, will see the Rams, currently top in the Championship, up against the top team of the Premier League. Defender Cyrus Christie says the players are excited at the opportunity to pit themselves against one of the best sides of the country.
I think that's the kind of draw you wanted after getting through all the way, and we want to put ourselves against the best teams, and obviously they're top at the minute in the Premiership and flying, so it'll be a good test for us to see where we are. I mean, you never know what can happen in this competition. You've seen it before with the likes of Bradford, who went all the way. I mean, if we can get there, that would be fantastic, but we have to get past Chelsea first, don't we?
Well, this morning the covers came off Birmingham's latest piece of public art, and within minutes it had people talking. The sculpture stands outside the city's new library and depicts a real Birmingham family. Well,
some Brummies who saw the statue said it wasn't quite what they'd expected, but the artist argues that times and the makeup of modern families have changed. See what you think. Andy Bevan reports.
They gathered at Birmingham's newest public building for a first glimpse of Birmingham's newest public art, a sculpture by the city's Turner Prize-winning artist Gillian Waring. Her remit to show a modern 21st century real Birmingham family. The Jones family, 2 sisters, Roma and Emma, both single parents, and their 2 sons, Kyan and Shay, were chosen by Gillian Waring and a panel of community, cultural and religious leaders. The sisters were among hundreds of entries in the 4-year search, which was coordinated by Birmingham's Icon Gallery. This morning, the boys were eager to see how they'd turned out, almost giving the game away too soon. But their mums stepped in at the last minute, and after a few words of thanks from Icon Gallery director Jonathan Watkins and a little help from Edgbaston MP Gisela Stewart, the covers finally came off, and the £100,000 sculpture was revealed to the world.
The good thing to us about it is that we're actually representing real people from Birmingham, people that don't usually get seen for the amazing things that they do, especially like mothers when bringing up your children, that's not usually represented anywhere.
Gillian Waring prefers not to speak on camera, but she says of her sculpture, a nuclear family is one reality, but it's one of many, and this work celebrates the idea that what constitutes a family should not be fixed.
Beyond Birmingham, in our society as a whole, it is occurring to us that families don't come in standard shapes and sizes. They don't have to be nuclear anymore, and they can be just as much love.
But passers-by who came to look at the new sculpture this morning had their own opinions on what message the artwork sends out.
I like it and I understand what it's saying, but what I don't agree with is there's no father figure, there's no dad.
And something new to Birmingham is really good.
I don't know, I still feel there should be some bloke in there somewhere.
That's the changing environment, isn't it? It's the really a need for a man in a family.
Despite those differences of opinion, people do like the new sculpture. Nevertheless, Birmingham's latest piece of public art could also turn out to be one of its most controversial. Andy Bevan, ITV News.
Yes, we'll be talking about that for a long time to come, won't we?
Discuss.
Now, tomorrow is Halloween, but did you know the West Midlands is thought to be full of ghosts and ghouls lurking around ancient homes and businesses?
Yes, we're investigating the spooky goings-on at a pub in Shropshire which serves spirits of the paranormal kind, along with beer. Regulars say a mysterious monk roams around making his presence felt, something he's been doing since the 16th century, apparently.
He does sort of make himself known to the ladies as such in the toilets and whatnot. He'll go in the bar toilets, and I've heard that they can hear banging on the walls when they're in the toilet and they come out. There's nobody. They've asked people, have you been in the toilet sort of thing, and everybody said sort of no.
More on that on tomorrow's programme. And staying with the spooky theme, we'd love you to get in touch with your pictures of your Halloween pumpkins and costumes.
And there are a number of ways you can contact us with your pictures to help celebrate the scariest night of the year. You can tweet us. We're at ITV Central. You can comment on our Facebook post on Halloween. We're at facebook.com/ITV Central. And you can email us your pictures to ITV News, that's Central News, at ITV.com. That is the address.
And as ever, don't forget to leave your name and where you're contacting us from in the Midlands, and we'll have a selection of your pictures on the programme tomorrow, so do get in touch.
Well, it looks like it might be a warm Halloween for all that trick-or-treating. Let's get the forecast for tomorrow from Manali Luca.
Hello there, good evening to you. Thanks to Janice Johnson for sending in this picture during a recent stroll around the Shugborough estate, and the weather over the next couple of days isn't looking too bad at all. Perfect for walking, some mild temperatures, spells of sunshine and staying mostly dry. Now through the course of this evening and overnight it's staying dry, fairly cloudy skies but some clear spells, and a mild night ahead as well, and a mild start to Friday morning. The cloud will continue to break up through the course of the morning, initially starting off cloudy but breaking up to some fine spells of sunshine, a little change into the afternoon. In the sunny spells, temperatures rising to highs of 18 or 19 degrees Celsius, well above average for this time of year, and feeling quite pleasant if you are going to be out and about, although the breeze will pick up a little bit through the course of the day, but that shouldn't spoil things. And then beyond that, well, Saturday a repeat performance, dry, fine, some decent spells of sunshine to enjoy once again. Then on Sunday and Monday we're set to see some showers. Now in between the showers there will be some dry, some fine weather to enjoy. There will continue to be a bit of a breeze as well through the weekend and into the start of next week as well, and temperatures will be dropping down as well, becoming more cooler and fresher towards the end of the weekend, and certainly to start next week as well, as we lose those mild temperatures. Have a lovely evening. Bye bye for now.
Time now for a reminder of tonight's top stories here on ITV News Central in the Midlands. Before we go, the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh have opened Jaguar Land Rover's new engine plant near Wolverhampton. It's cost £500 million to build and will employ 1,400 people, with many more in the supply chain.
British Transport Police want to find two young men who forced a train to make an emergency stop in Shropshire. They were caught on CCTV running backwards and forwards across the tracks before they were almost hit by the train at Craven Arms Station last month.
Birmingham's latest piece of public art has been unveiled. The sculpture stands outside the city's new library and depicts a so-called real Birmingham family. The artist says it reflects how the makeup of modern families has changed.
And 2 people have been injured after an explosion at a fireworks factory in Stafford. 25 firefighters are currently tackling a large fire at an industrial estate. We'll have plenty more on this throughout the evening on our website at itv.com/central. And we're also told that neighbour homes and businesses are being evacuated. We'll update you in the late bulletin as well. That's at 10:30 tonight.
Yes, for now though, that is it from us. For live updates on everything else, of course, don't forget the website as ever. The ITV national and international news follows us in a moment, so do keep watching. But until tomorrow, from the team, whatever you're doing, have a great evening, and we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
From all of us, bye-bye.
Divide over drugs as a Home Office study claims tough laws don't work. The Prime Minister rejects call for a change in policy. His deputy says he's wrong.
This report is a wake-up call to Ed Miliband and David Cameron. They've got to open their eyes. The war on drugs is not working.
Also tonight, not enough, the whistleblower's verdict on the child abuse inquiry in Greater Manchester.
Miliband faces meltdown in Scotland, according to a new opinion poll.
And a family's heartbreak. The father of murdered Sarah Payne has died, aged 45.
This is ITV News at 6:30 with Mary Nightingale and Mark Austin.
Good evening. The coalition is split tonight over a report challenging Britain's long-standing policy of tough punishments for drug abusers. The Home Office paper found no evidence that harsh laws lower usage. Proof, the Lib Dems say, that the war on drugs is failing.
Nick Clegg wants offenders to be rehabilitated, not jailed. But tonight, David Cameron insisted there would be no change to the government's stance. Decriminalising the use of drugs, he said, would send out a dangerous message. Our political correspondent, Libby Vina, reports.